Valerie would work usually alone at the gas station at night because, I mean, she was a tough cookie. People really didn't mess with her a whole lot. So I don't think it was scary to her to work night shift all alone at a gas station. And it was 1990. I don't feel like we thought about the safety like we do now.
Sure. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So she was alone at the gas station this night. From what I understand, there were police that came in and out this night.
Welcome to Creepalachia. We're going to talk some depressing stuff today with a friend of the show, but also freelancer of the show, Alex Paul. Thank you for joining us.
Hey, welcome.
Hey, Paul on YouTube.
Yes.
So Alex, we've done an episode before, but so you'll know, Alex covers true crime and works with Voices for the Silenced.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And
with Deb.
Yep.
She's just on.
With Deb. Shout out Deb.
Yeah.
And so definitely check out her channel. She's covered many, many cases already, but we're going to talk about 3 specifically today. But how are you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm a little tired, but I'm good.
A little tired. You got a lot going on with the kiddo?
Yes. Yeah, the older one. The younger one's a little easy right now because it's not soccer season, but basketball season's full swing.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, good deal. So what 3, and we go into Alex's backstory in the first episode where we covered Jeffrey Crawford.
Yes. Jack Denny. And Louk Stout.
Which are very, very sad. I mean, all of these are freaking sad.
Yeah.
But those especially are definitely sad cases.
Yeah.
But today, who are we looking at?
We are going to look at a woman from Kentucky named Valerie Brooks, and she's an unsolved case, so she's not missing. I know we did all missing last time. And then we have a man from Charleston, Johnathan Woodward, and he is a missing person. And then I brought a John Doe case today because I think John Does are important too. Well, John and Jane Does.
For sure, yeah.
They don't get anything.
And there's quite a few of those out there that we don't really talk about much.
Yeah.
So that'll be good. And this is Beckley area?
Yes. So this is Beckley John Doe. Yeah.
Beckley John Doe. Okay. So I guess let's start with Valerie. And you've been in touch. So anyone that's been following the show and the occasional drama of the show, I let everyone know that we're only going to be really covering cases that we're actively working with families on. So who have you been talking to when it comes to Valerie?
So actually, Brenda Lambert's sister helped me get in contact with Valerie's brother. And then he contacted me with like the sister too. So Michael and Tracy are who I've been talking to with this case. And that's Valerie's siblings.
Gotcha.
She was really close to them. Yeah.
And is this Valerie's the young kid here in this
No,
photo?
Valerie's the oldest.
Oh, Valerie's here. Okay.
And then Michael and Tracy.
Michael and Tracy.
Yeah.
Okay, so you've been talking to both of them?
Yeah.
Got it. And they're actually coming on the show in March.
Yes. Yeah.
With you. So
yeah, they're very excited to have more coverage on this case.
Yeah, and it should. And we'll kind of lay it out for people who have no clue about Valerie's case. I'm going to hand it over to Alex, and she's going to kind of lay out chronologically what has occurred. So where do we want to start, Alex?
So let's start. We can go over like who Valerie was first, so we kind of get an idea of who we're dealing with. So Valerie, she just seemed like a fun person, really, to be quite honest. She was very kind to everyone, always smiling, having a good time. But she was a little feisty too. And I like people like that, you know, it gives them character. So she really cared about her family, the people in her life. She was very like loyal and very, you know, just she really stood up for the people she cared about. She was definitely someone who matched energy of people, I think is how Tracy explained it, you know, so if you were nice to her, she was nice to you. But if you were kind of nasty to her, she'd probably be nastier back. She was that type of person.
So typical Appalachian.
Yeah, and she was very goofy. She's actually from Versailles, Kentucky, but I mean that's close to us.
Is that Appalachia?
I think so.
I'm going to look it up while you're talking. I want to make sure.
It's right near Lexington, from what I understand. I used to go to Lexington all the time. My best friend lives there. We became best friends when I was 3, and I swear I passed Versailles. So yeah, she's from there. Now her family moved to Connecticut for a little bit, but Valerie didn't stay in Connecticut very long. She came back to live in Kentucky. She missed Kentucky.
Right. So people know it's outside of Appalachia, but it's close enough.
Close enough.
Yeah. Near the foothills.
Yeah. And so, like I said, she's the oldest sibling. Michael is 3 years younger than her, and Tracy is 8 years younger than her. So kind of like when we talked to Brenda Lambert's sister, Christy, Brenda was kind of like a mother figure to her. She took care of Christy. That's kind of how Valerie and Tracy were. Like Tracy, even when they moved to Connecticut, she would almost throw fits and be kind of nasty to her parents so she could come back and see Valerie. She really wanted to live with Valerie at the time. And I'd like Michael and Tracy to go over a lot of memories, with Valerie.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm trying not to do steal their thunder on that.
No,
but,
that's fine.
They were very, very close. They were very, very close. Now Valerie did have 2 sons, and Andrew, I can't remember what the other one's name is right now.
How old are they now?
I think so. I'm trying to look at when. So she had one of her sons when she was 17, and I think that was Andrew. And then she had Chase a little later.
Let's
I'm not sure their ages right now. They're adults though.
Sure.
Yeah. So she was married to Andrew's dad, but that didn't last very long. I don't think it was a nasty divorce, though. That's not how Michael or Tracy really explained it. Now, around this time is when she moved to Connecticut. So I'm pretty sure Andrew's dad had maybe not full custody, but most custody of Andrew at the time. But that was a driving force to get Valerie back to Kentucky. She wanted to be around Andrew again.
Mm-hmm.
She did end up, like I said, having Chase. So when she moved back, I'm not sure if Ed and her were married or just a long-term relationship, but that's who Chase's dad was. So when she moved back to Kentucky, she moved in with Ed, from what I understand.
Gotcha.
But yeah, so she had dreams of being an accountant. I don't think she really got very much progress on that before everything happened. So she did work at the Versailles Thornton's gas station, though, at this time, which is where everything happened. That we'll talk about later. Now, this was, I think, one of the only gas stations that were open all night at this time, because this was in 1990. So there wasn't a whole lot of places open 24 hours.
Right.
A lot of people thought this gas station was fairly safe, though, because this is where law enforcement always went to, because it was one of the only night shift gas stations that would be open. So that's a little bit.
How close is that place to Versailles? Or is it in Versailles?
It's in Versailles.
Okay.
This is when she moved back. That's the gas station she worked at, the job she got, and everything.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah. So that's a little bit about Valerie before we get into the crimes.
Yeah, which is a very trigger warning. It's very sad, and
it is sad. And we did a post on her. On Creepalachia, and you did, I think, a reel, right?
Yes, we have.
Mm-hmm. And so we heard very bare minimum, but yeah, it's sad.
Sure. So where do we start when it comes to that? How long did she work at the gas station? Do you know?
I'm not sure how long she moved, when she moved back I think it was only about a year, because I think she moved back, if my outline is right, around 1989 or the beginning 1989 or the beginning of 1990. But yeah, so when she moved back, obviously Tracy wanted to come back. So Tracy ended up coming to Versailles around Christmas time. I'll let her tell the story about how she got back here because her and Valerie surprised her and everything, and it's really sweet.
Oh.
Yeah, so Valerie surprised her and brought her back to Versailles for Christmas, and it really made Tracy's day. I love listening to her talk about it. So Tracy came back and she was staying with Valerie at the time. And Valerie, when she would work at the gas station, Tracy would usually go with her and stay just to be able to hang out with her sister. From what I understand, Tracy said she would help put like Chase and Andrew to bed, and then she would come and spend the rest of the night shift with Valerie. This night, though, that everything happened, which was New Year's Eve, 1990, Tracy didn't. Her cousin in the area had been hounding her to hang out with her, and Tracy finally was like, okay, I'll just go do it. I'll just go. Valerie can work alone that night.
Sure.
Now, Valerie was supposed to pick Tracy up later that night, but Valerie was asked to cover a shift for one of her coworkers. And she said, yeah. She was like, yeah, I don't care. Valerie would work usually alone at the gas station at night because, she was a tough cookie. People really didn't mess with her a whole lot. So I don't think it was scary to her to work night shift all alone at a gas station. And it was 1990. I don't feel like we thought about the safety like we do now.
Sure. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So she was alone at the gas station this night. Yeah. Now, from what I understand, there were police that came in and out this night because they usually did. And at one point, Tracy was at her cousin's. They didn't all have house phones in 1990, so she had to walk to another gas station that was close to her cousin's house and call Valerie on a payphone and ask, hey, when are you picking me up? But we didn't have cell phones then. She couldn't just text her, hey, I'm, covering a night shift now. So that's when she told her, I can't pick you up. Like, I have to stay all night here. I told so-and-so I was covering her shift. And she was trying to convince Tracy to stay at the cousin's house, but Tracy's like, no, I don't want to stay at the cousin's house. So she started walking back to Valerie's house. I don't think it was more than a mile away. We'll have to ask Tracy when she comes, but it wasn't too far walking distance. At one point, Tracy said a police officer that they knew from the area, stopped and said, hey, I'll drive you back to wherever you're going, because it was New Year's Eve. It was cold, probably, in Kentucky. And so she said, okay. And the police officer said, do you want me to bring you to the gas station or Valerie's house? And Tracy said, just take me back to Valerie's house. So she got back to the house. Tracy realized that I think it was Chase had gotten into all of her makeup. So she's freaking out, thinking she has poisoned Valerie's kid. So she calls Valerie at the gas station and talks to her around 12:30, I think it was. Yeah, like 12:30, 12:45. Tells her Chase got into the makeup. What do I do? She was scared it was going to hurt his stomach. And Valerie's like, it's not a big deal. She was pretty even tempered, right. When it came to her kid. She's like, just wipe it off. It's fine. Just watch him.
Duct tape.
Yeah.
No, but y'all know what I'm saying.
Yeah. So Tracy's just like, okay, and so she got Chase cleaned up. And that was, while she was doing that, Valerie talked to Chase a little bit on the phone, but then Ed, the boyfriend, I think it's boyfriend, I don't think they were married, talked to Valerie a little bit, and then Tracy talked to her again. And that's what we know for sure is the last time anybody really talked to Valerie.
What time was that?
Around 12:45. So, yeah.
After New Year's?
Mm-hmm.
Got it.
Yeah. And so, so then, I just lost my place. Sorry. Okay, so then Tracy, she has a boyfriend in Connecticut because she's, a teenager. So she talked to him most of the night after that. We think that a police officer went to the gas station, the one that picked up Tracy, and told Valerie, hey, I saw Tracy. I brought her home. And Valerie was just like, oh, okay, thanks. And moved on. But we're not sure. That's just what the family was told.
Mm-hmm.
So we don't know if that for sure happened or not. But so I always say the last time we know someone talked to Valerie was Tracy and Ed.
Gotcha.
Around 1:04, so that morning at 1 a.m., the alarm starts going off at the gas station that there was a robbery. And at least 4 officers were in like a half a mile radius of Thornton's. So it is thought that they got there really, really fast. And Valerie was already gone. There was $230 stolen from the store. And Valerie's purse was laying on the counter, but she was nowhere to be seen. Now, what's really weird is there wasn't a struggle at all. Like the gas station looked perfectly fine. Like they always have the displays and everything.
Mm-hmm.
None of that was touched. Nothing outside was touched. So nobody knew where Valerie was. I think Valerie's mom, or wait, hold on. Valerie's grandma heard something on like a police scanner and went to the gas station to see what was going on and realized something happened. Valerie wasn't there. So she's rushing back to Valerie's house and gets a hold of Tracy and Ed. And Tracy said, she was still on the phone with her boyfriend at this time and knew something was wrong the minute she saw her knocking on the door, or I think she knocked on the window, but when she saw her there, she's like, oh no, something's wrong. And Ed, before anything could even be said, was putting his shoes on. He knew something was wrong too. So they went to the gas station. Nobody, she wasn't there.
Mm-hmm.
And they got a lot of people in the town looking really fast for her. I mean, it was there was a huge effort to find Valerie. And around 6:50 a.m., I won't say the woman's name, but there's a woman that did find Valerie's body on kind of like a rural part of Versailles and just off a narrow lane. So she goes back. She's freaking out. She's like, I just found this body, in a lane. So she went back and told her husband, and they called 911.
Where was the body? It was on the road? It
was on a narrow lane, back in a rural area. So the way Michael and Tracy explained it was, like a holler pretty much. You're just going out that way. And there was different little roads because they were building houses in that area.
Right.
Some were already built and people were living in it. Some were still under construction and some just hadn't even been built yet at all. And it was on one of those roads I'm pretty sure where they were doing construction. It wasn't an actual built house. And so, yeah, the woman went back, got her husband. They called 911 and the husband and a neighbor went and stayed there until the police got there, and they ruled it as Valerie. Yeah.
So I guess the police came up and started their investigation, or?
Yes, they came up. Now, a lot of people don't think they took care of the scene very well because they kind of pulled right up almost onto her body. So, you're supposed to kind of stay away to tell if there's any tire mark tracks, footprints, anything like that. The husband, I think, is who said that, they pulled right up onto her and they were smoking cigarettes. They were throwing their cigarettes down. And I mean, it was 1990, so maybe they didn't know to preserve it as well as we do now.
You got to get those Marlboro points back then with you get the Foot Locker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's I don't know how much they knew back then and that kind of stuff, but I kind of feel you should know not to pull right up on a body.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I
think they actually brought back the Marlboro points.
They probably did.
Yeah, I think they do.
I've never smoked, so I don't know.
I did for 2 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I dipped snuff. You dip snuff, right?
No.
Okay, no.
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 Nobody's perfect.
Oh, but energy drinks are, my bad habit.
Oh, Lord, yeah.
That's my bad habit.
I'm there now.
Yeah.
I just snorted one right before we started.
Yeah, I've got my Alani down here. I got cotton candy
Did you
today.
notice they changed the cherry slush recipe, or did you ever?
Oh, they change the recipes all the time.
It drives me nuts.
Yeah.
And then they come up with this new cherry that is like, I swear it's like flat Dr. Pepper. It's not good.
Yes,
it's
the
not
cherry
good.
bomb.
Yeah.
And I want a cherry bomb so bad to be good because
it's flat cherry Dr. Pepper is what it is. But anyway, so they get there, they cause as many footprints as possible. I mean, shout out to the investigation team.
Yeah.
This is just,
it is
alleged. Information.
Oh yeah, this is what the husband, like I said, I'm pretty sure told the family, like they pulled right, so they wouldn't have been able to tell whose footprints were whose, like whether it was officers or someone who did something to her. And then you wouldn't have been able to tell the tire marks, whether it was a police car or someone else's, is what Michael and Tracy told me.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So ultimately, what shape or what next? What shape was the body in is what I'm mainly curious about.
The body, like I said, was found in a remote area, and it was a very violent death. They said she was stabbed many times, and they think it was with a pocket knife. They said it was mostly in her neck and chest, but there were some like on her upper arms, probably from like fighting back. There were a lot of defensive wounds, so it is thought she fought hard.
Goodness.
Yeah. And Michael and Tracy told me this. I'm not sure if it was ever in any of the police reports, but the blade was broken off in her hand, but it was like tucked behind her back. So like she fought hard.
The blade was in her hand?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Lord.
Yeah. But the police did later, they wouldn't, from what I understand, they wouldn't confirm or deny about the blade. So that's just what the family had talked to me about. Yeah. Yeah. So it was kind of brutal. And she was sexually assaulted too.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah.
So did they start to uncover any potential suspects or?
So Thornton's, even though they kind of rushed to open back up after this robbery, they were cooperative in the way of like giving the police any of the coworkers that worked around that time of Valerie, the coworkers she covered for. They would have given security footage, but they didn't record security then. Like, I guess they were just there for show, the cameras. So they could never find out who actually went to the store, who didn't go to the store. But they did talk to the coworkers. They talked to the coworkers she covered for, and there was nothing with that. So, they couldn't, like, when it came to Thornton's, it didn't seem like anybody around there was involved at all.
Mm-hmm.
So, like I said, there didn't seem to be a struggle. So a lot of people think that whoever went to Thornton's to get her might have said, like, maybe Tracy was, hurt or something, or, something happened to her kids, like a reason she would have just gotten in the car and went, because she was feisty. Like if someone was trying to like take her or kidnap her, she would have fought back. I mean, she fought back. She had defensive wounds, so she fought back at one point. Why wouldn't she fight back when she was taken at Thornton's, So I think the family really does think that it's a thing that somebody went there and said something with her family was happening, or a reason for her to jump in the car and go.
Sure. So that means that they would have known her. It doesn't sound like, since she was sexually assaulted, that to me, it takes out, her relationship with someone.
Well, and Ed was with Tracy.
Sure.
I mean,
yeah.
Tracy was at the house with Ed.
Sure. Yeah. So that can't be it. So then you're thinking like, well, who does she know that's mentally unstable?
Yeah.
Or, have they hung around the gas station and heard her talk about her family?
Yeah.
Or something like that,
Yeah. And to be stabbed that many times, anybody who likes true crime knows, like when it's that many times, it's usually a crime of passion.
Oh, yeah.
You know, something like that. So again, it might be someone who knew her. We just don't know.
Sure. Well, that's the thing. Just a serial rapist and murderer.
They did look into a serial killer.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, it sounds like the person is taking out frustration on women in general.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know, so that could, to me, that's what it sounds like.
Yeah. But before I get into the serial killer,
and especially someone who's feisty that probably won't take any mess. You know what I mean?
So, yeah, before I get into the serial killer part, there is one part I want to talk about. So the family did end up requesting the autopsy because they wanted to know what was on it. And like I said, it stated she was stabbed multiple times in the chest and, neck area and the upper arms. But it also showed that the death was not quick, that she fought literally till the end. But it looked like she had gotten away when it came to the crime scene about 3 times. So it looked like she, based on the pools of blood around that holler area,
mm-hmm.
There was one point like around a group of trees, and then it looked like she had kind of went down like a fence area and stopped right there for a minute. So she might have been attacked like in the big pooled blood areas. And then the last area was like the narrow lane. They think she was probably looking there being like, okay, do I go up this way to where there was like construction going on? Do I continue going this way? And ultimately they got back to her. So she fought till like the last minute pretty much.
Yeah. They couldn't identify a tire size or tread depth or
no, because they pulled up so close to her.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know how they would tell.
Was it a dirt road?
It was, from what I understand. Yeah. It was I don't know if it's dirt per se, but it was a holler. Like we know hollers.
And that's soon after too.
Yeah.
6 o'clock. It's hard to tell. Could they determine exactly when the time of death was? Odds are
it was right around then.
Around 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock.
No, around 6 when she was found.
Well, when they found her, but the time of death was probably within hours. Yeah,
like around that time, because they said like the alarm would have went off at 1, and then she would have had that whole struggle. And that's only 5 hours.
Yeah.
I know that sounds like a long time, but in these cases, it's not a long time. So it was in between there, but they think it was closer to 6 o'clock when she died.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Was she killed on scene or in a car?
So based on the pools of blood, I think they think she got out of the car.
Got it.
And,
and fell.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah. And Michael and Tracy can get more into detail about that. They were the ones that read everything, but that's how I understood it.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Suspects ever?
So they found obviously sperm DNA since she was sexually assaulted. The family offered, I think it was her stepbrother. There was a few male family members that offered their DNA just to like rule them out. They're like, anything to help rule out anybody, so you can really hone in on who it was. So I do think the DNA was tested against them. Like I said, there was a serial killer they looked into, and I'll go into that in a little bit. And I guess they definitely tried to test DNA towards people, but it didn't really ever come back anybody.
Gotcha.
But yeah, so the serial killer theory, though, I go back and forth. In ways, sometimes police just really want to solve a case, so they just look at any avenue. I'll let Michael and Tracy talk about how they feel the police handled this case, but they did look into, so the Versailles assistant police chief, James Fugate, he did start an investigation into a serial killer that had been arrested in Florida. It was Glenn Edward Rogers. He was 50 years old, and he was known as the cross-country killer. he had family in Versailles, so that's why they think at first that it was Valerie that maybe he, that did this to her.
Did he get arrested eventually?
Yeah, he was in prison by this time.
Okay.
So by the time they started looking into it, he was already arrested.
After
she was, she had passed.
Got it.
So, like I said, he was known to be in that area around the time of Valerie's murder. So they did look into him. But he's on death row. Actually, I don't know if he's already dead. He was on death row when they tested him. He was arrested in November 1995, so about 5 years after Valerie. And he was arrested in Kentucky. So that was like another thing. Maybe this is him. But he had murders in California, Louisiana, Mississippi, and Kentucky, which is obviously his name, cross-country killer. And they plan to compare Roger's DNA to the sperm DNA, but they ended up getting the wrong person's DNA and didn't realize it for 30 years that they had tested the wrong person. Yeah.
How does that work?
I don't know. They were looking for Glenn Edward Rogers DNA. They ended up getting a William Glenn Rogers DNA instead, and they didn't realize the mistake for decades.
And then they tried again. They got the singer Glenn Rogers. It's like, oh yeah, it's not him.
No. But I could never find. So they said they were going to go and retest the actual the cross country killer, but I couldn't find anything on that. So I have no idea if they actually went back and finally tested the right person or not. There was nothing I could find on that.
And it wasn't cross country because he was really well fit and enjoyed running. It was just multiple states.
It was because it was multiple states. Gotcha. Like he had, like I said, California, Mississippi, Louisiana, and Kentucky. Like he was kind of all over the place. Yeah. So how you get the wrong person's DNA.
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah. And that was back in 2013 when they tested it.
That was when?
They tested it in 2013.
Okay, so there's been some updates. I mean, that was 20 years after.
Yeah.
Can they get his DNA anymore?
Well, like I said, I don't.
Can they
I could never find it. The last
the needle
last
injection
update I found was that they were going to Florida because both of the Glenn Rogers were in Florida. I think that's how it got mixed up. And the last update I could find was that they were reaching back out to Florida in 2013 to try to get the right Glenn Rogers DNA. But I never saw if they did or not. And Tracy and Michael didn't know either.
Do we know if he's been executed?
I don't know. I mean, I guess we could look it up, but I don't know.
Let me look it up. All right. So not William.
Yeah. So you need to look up Glenn Edward Rogers. And they had tested him in 1996. But like I said, he
just died in May 15th.
Dang. Okay. Yeah.
That's my wife's birthday. Happy birthday, hun.
Happy birthday, Gina.
They killed serial. Well, let's see. How did he die? Let's just check. Date of death, Florida State Prison, cause execution by lethal injection. So they literally we left the needle. So take this needle, get the DNA. I don't know. That's a terrible joke. But anyway, so he is dead. Do you think it was him?
No.
The family doesn't either?
No, they think that was kind of a shot in the dark, just kind of like, okay, we're just going to hope maybe this is it. Because, I mean, really, there's not that many people they've talked about. Now, there was a theory I think it was Michael I talked the most to about this. That might make sense. Like, they're doing a lot of construction in that area she was found.
Right.
So I've always kind of wondered if it was a construction worker that knew that area, because they would also frequent a gas station like that, especially if it's all hours. If they're starting really early in the morning, they might have seen her there. But even then, we're not really sure. They just, it kind of makes sense because they would know the area where she was found. I mean, it was a rural area. Most people don't know haulers very well, you know?
Sure.
And then, and they would know the gas station, but I don't know. Now, Michael, when the Golden State Killer was found, you know, through DNA and stuff like that, Michael wanted to do like that same type of testing, but the police, I don't think really wanted to do that because there's only a little bit of DNA left and they don't want it destroyed.
I mean, what are you going to do with it?
Well, that's kind of my thing. So,
make Kool-Aid?
Yeah, right. And
he looks like him back in the day looks like he played bass for Leonard Skinner.
I know, right? I know.
It just, yeah.
He looks like someone who would be called the cross-country killer.
Yeah. Yeah. He just got done eating a gas station burrito.
Yes.
All right. Go ahead.
So, yeah. So, but Michael, he wanted it to get sent to, I think it was Parabon's laboratory is what it was called. And they did, I think it was nuclear testing. Yeah. Nuclear testing, like on DNA. But yeah, they wouldn't, like Parabon's have to be invited in, you know, tons of agencies like that have to be invited in by the police force. And they wouldn't do it because there was only a little bit of DNA left.
I mean, I don't know what you do with it. That's the purpose of it.
That's my thing. So, I mean, you've got to think it's been over 30 years now. And I really do believe, I said this to Michael and Tracy, I believe at this point, if the family's okay, they understand this might be ruined and you might not get answers, you know, if it's their choice after this long, why not?
I mean,
you know, they understand the, you know, issues that can come if nothing comes of this, but I mean, what are we going to do?
No, yeah.
Like, what are we going to do? Just never test it again?
We better keep it for the next one.
Yeah.
Like, okay. Like, this is the next one.
Yes. Yeah. And I mean, you think about how the Golden State Killer was found, like literally some family member did, was it 23andMe or Ancestry? And they found this serial killer, you know? And so that's what Michael was trying to do was, you know, get it in a system like that. No, but they also wouldn't, I think it was CODIS. They wouldn't put the DNA in CODIS either because they were saying that it didn't have enough markers for the CODIS database. But then how are you testing? First of all, it's sperm DNA. I don't know how you don't have enough genetic testers for an identity with sperm, but I don't know. Maybe I just don't get it. But at the same time, you test it against other people.
Mm-hmm.
So you have enough genetic markers to look at other people, but you don't have enough genetic markers to put in a database that could identify someone.
Mm.
So there's things like that with this case. And I'm like, is it just because it's an older case and we just didn't know as much? Or, you know.
Yeah. Well, at least the guy went to prison for something.
This guy, yeah.
But at the same time,
yeah, what is,
you know, if the family doesn't think it was him, I don't either.
Yeah. I mean, I appreciate they looked into it.
Sure. Yeah.
But I feel like that's just, you know, like in true crime, people just really like, you know, the sexy theory, you know, like, oh, this is so, you know, I think that's what this was,
Gotcha.
oh, people want it to be a serial for the interest, you know, like it's just interesting.
Which it does check a couple boxes for me, but
it does.
Now, do they know how he killed his other victims? Was there a continuity there?
I don't think so. Let's see. He finally was arrested in 1995 in Waco, Kentucky. And yeah, I don't think there was very much the same.
No, Chris. Okay, there's another cross country killer.
No, this
Christopher
is
Wilder.
No, this is Glenn Edward Rogers.
Glenn. I mean, you know, we got to use nicknames. It's like how you have, you know, there's a bunch of McDowells in the country.
Mm-hmm.
There's a bunch of, you know, you run out of serial killer nicknames, which is depressing.
Yeah.
Glenn Allen.
Edward.
Golly, I'm terrible. Edward Rogers.
Yeah.
Let's see here. He was also known as the Casanova Killer.
Nice.
So he killed
so it wasn't just one, usually there's a type of victim. I think he was very much just on opportunity.
Yeah. Men, women.
Mm-hmm. And you see different states. It's just, I think he just honestly was a psycho.
Oh yeah. I mean, that's definitely guilty verdict on that one.
Yeah.
But anyway, so it doesn't look like there's a continuity really.
No.
On how he did it.
No. So it's unfortunate, but I don't believe it was him. The family doesn't really believe it was him. I'll let them go into what they believe, but yeah.
So one strangled, which Valerie was not.
No, she was stabbed and sexually assaulted.
Gotcha. Another one found dead in her apartment. I'm not really seeing how she died. And then, okay, yeah. Yeah.
And I mean, I guess the bottom one, Andy, is, it sounds like he was stabbed with a knife, but...
Slashed body was found on November 9th, 1995 on a punctured waterbed.
But,
got it.
Yeah, there's not very much continuity with either. Yeah.
Sucks.
It does. It's sad, and
that's kind of where we're at.
That's where we're at. I will say Michael and Tracy have told me they don't get very many updates. They think the last update they got was in 2018. And it was just like a staff change was, hey, this person's now on the case. But that's all they really hear anymore. Now, they will reach out and call for updates. But I mean, there really isn't much going on.
Well, rest in peace, Valerie.
I know.
We will keep your story alive as long as we possibly can.
Yeah.
And hopefully something will pop up. If someone knows something by some grace of sweet baby Jesus.
Yes.
If they know something, who do they contact?
So you can contact the Kentucky State Police at 606-433-7711. The FBI also has had their hands in this case. So you can also call the FBI at just 1-800-225-5324. You can also email Michael Brooks at michaelbrooks71@hotmail.com. And you can always reach out to me if you want to stay anonymous or anything at unsolvednwv@gmail.com.
Thank you, Alex. I'm looking forward to meeting the family.
I know. And there's a lot more that I think it's just their place to go into. So stay tuned because you'll find out a lot more.
Yeah,
about
we'll
her
spend
later.
as long as they want and put everything out there we possibly can, which they've done a couple interviews in the past. And did you put one on your episode?
I used one of the news channels that did an interview with him. And it was talking about the Golden State Killer DNA and stuff. So I put that on there. I haven't really interviewed them on my channel though, but they went over the outline. They watched my video. They approved everything. So
got it.
Yeah. And they're great people. You'll like them a lot.
Well, I'm looking forward to it. Wish we didn't have to do it, but
yeah, that's what I always say. It's horrible, horrible circumstances. I got to know them, but they're awesome. They're really great people.
All right. Who's next?
All right. Let's do Johnathan next.
Johnathan Woodward. And Johnathan has a sweet mother who's just tortured every single day.
Ellen's great. I love Ellen, but it's heartbreaking to listen to her talk about it. Yeah. It is.
Let's set it up. Tell me about Johnathan.
Okay. So Johnathan was 33 at the time he went missing. He's, you pull a picture, obviously, white man. He is about 5'8". I saw different things. Like it was in between 5'8" and 6 foot. I feel like that's a little bit of a jump, but that's what it was. What he's described, 5'8" to 6 foot. He fluctuates between 120 and 160 pounds. I do think that's because he was in active addiction when he went missing. So I think it kind of depends. If he's sober, he's a little heavier. If he's not, he's a little lighter.
Sure.
Dark brown and hazel eyes. He does have a glass eye. In our post, I saw quite a few people talking about how they usually don't do glass eyes in the comments. He had a glass eye. Just
okay. So yeah, I've seen.
Did for sure.
Which one?
I think
this side.
This one. Yeah, I think it's the left one.
And they're getting good at those.
They're getting really good at them. And I mean, I checked with his mom. It is a glass eye. It's not like the plastic and things that other people were talking about. It's for sure glass. But I think it happened when he was younger. So I don't know if that has just changed, if they do different things now. But he has 2 tattoos. He has Woodward across his back, the top of his back, which is his last name, obviously, and an eagle head on his right upper arm. I didn't get any pictures. Well, you can kind of see the eagle head right there.
Yeah, this is mirrored, I think, because it's on his right shoulder in this, but...
Yeah.
So this photo must be mirrored.
Mm-hmm. And as you can tell, his ears are pierced in that picture.
Well, no, it ain't mirrored. This West Virginia's right.
Okay, yeah.
So maybe on his right shoulder.
Yeah, it's his right shoulder.
Okay,
the eagle head's on his right shoulder.
Got it.
And then he was described as just a very good-hearted person, sweet, just very happy-go-lucky and funny. He would give the shirt off his back to the people he cared about. And he was a great employee when he was sober. But, unfortunately, with addiction, he wasn't the greatest sometimes. But I talked to one of his employers, actually, when I was looking into his case, and they said he was the best dishwasher they ever had. He did really good work in restaurant type, place.
Awesome.
Yeah. So like I said, I talked to Ellen. Ellen's his mom, and she's a sweetheart. She did say he went by John Boy. So if I switch up between Johnathan and John Boy, that's why. It's his nickname. And then he did have 3 brothers. There's 2 still living and 1 that had passed away, unfortunately, from an overdose. And he was very close to all of them. And I think particularly close to the one that passed. So that might be kind of part of his struggles, too.
Sure.
His mom did say that when the brother passed, that she even brought Johnathan to see him at the morgue and be like, this is what I think it was the morgue. And to see, this is what drugs do to you, you can't be messing with this stuff anymore. And, kind of trying to scare him straight. But I do think it might have made him dive deeper into it, the grief and everything from losing his brother. Yeah. So, yeah. He did have a girlfriend that was on and off. I tried to reach out to her, but I never heard back. But I don't feel like everyone always checks their message requests on Facebook. So it could easily be that she just didn't see it.
Sure.
Because Ellen said she was a great person. She was very cooperative through everything that happened. But I was trying to reach out to her because they were on and off a lot. So I was trying to figure out, were they dating at this time? Had they just broken up? But Ellen said she thinks that they might have been part-time roommates per se. Sometimes she let him live there. Sometimes he lived with his mom. So I'm not really sure exactly.
Gotcha.
About all that. But yeah.
So what are the elements of his disappearance? So he did, his active addiction.
Yeah.
What was he last seen wearing? All that stuff.
So he
And I've gave Ellen an invite. If you're listening, Ellen, you're welcome to come on the show.
Oh, I'll let her know.
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
I'm sure Ellen would. I really like Ellen a lot too. So yeah, I'll get a hold of her too to tell her. So on January 12th, 2024, so this is actually pretty recent, about 2 years old. Most of these cases are a little older that we talk about. He unfortunately was on meth at the time. He had been up for 4 nights in 3 days by the time he disappeared. He was staying with his mom during this time period, but she ended up having to go to work, so she couldn't stay any longer with him after those 4 nights and 3 days. So she had to go to work. His dad was bringing Ellen to work. And Johnathan was trying to get in the car, from what I understand, but his dad's like, listen, I have to get her. They are like, I can't have any distractions. And, like, he was scared, I guess, Johnathan would get in the car and be like, no, you need to take me to this place or that place, and just, not get Ellen to work on time. So it was a little bit of a tough love situation and made him stay home, and it kind of hurt his feelings. Mm-hmm. He was a little paranoid already on meth, which I'm sure most people are,
Sure.
Yeah. He really thought people were out to get him. That was like a common occurrence when he used that drug. So I think like his feelings were hurt just because he was already a little paranoid. And then he's like, man, I can't believe my dad did me like that. Like, I can't believe he'd just leave me here. So he ended up actually leaving the house once Ellen went to work. I don't know if that was the trigger, if he was planning to leave anyways. That's why he was trying to get in the car. But it does seem it might have been a trigger, like he was upset and he left.
Sure.
But so he left for a little bit, and then he came back, and his brother was at the house, and he was like, man, it's cold. Because, it's January in West Virginia, so it was cold. And his brother ended up giving him just like a black zip-up jacket to wear also. It was still probably not enough, but it was something else. But his brother realized when he left again, he left his wallet and his phone. So he was wearing, when he left, the black zip-up jacket, a white tank top, red shorts, and black and red tennis shoes. So his mom, again, was still at work during all of this. So we can really only go over what his brother said, which was, he came back, said he was cold, got a jacket, and left. Now, I could never figure out how to contact this particular friend. So this is all alleged. I don't know for sure. But it is thought that he tried to go to a friend's house to stay there, and they let him come in to get warm and, kind of just calm down a little bit.
Right.
But with his state of mind, I just don't think they were in a position to deal with that. We all have our own lives going on.
Sure. Yeah.
So they let him get warm and make sure he was okay. And then they kind of sent him on his way. Like, he didn't stay there. But like I said, that's alleged. I wasn't able to talk to the friend about it, but gotcha. Yeah. And so is
this his snake?
Ellen sent me this picture. So I told her to send me all the pictures she wants of him. So I'm not sure if that's his snake. I thought it was a cool picture though.
Yeah. Super cool
snake,
That's a big python.
Yeah. Yeah. It reminds me of the Britney Spears video.
Right. Yeah.
Sure. Slave for you. But yeah. So that's him. And
you're picking green beans with grandma, maybe?
Yep. Yeah. Yeah, that's clearly, from his Facebook, as you can tell. It has his name down there. But yeah, so he is in the NamUs database, so you can look him up there, but there is no DNA that has been sent in. Ellen said she's tried to contact to send DNA in, but she's just had no luck figuring out how. So
I wonder if we can help her. Do you know how? I don't know how.
I feel like we could probably email the investigators, talk to them, and see if we can, because Ellen's willing to even give her DNA.
You could do 23andMe.
Yeah. So she's willing to give DNA. She just hasn't found the avenue yet to do that. So, if you're an investigator in Charleston Police Department, get a hold of her.
Yeah. And this is 2 years. Like, that's not that long.
It's really not.
Yeah.
Now, they were able to find the zip-up hoodie in hhis pants near City Park Apartments. So, we know he was at least around there. There's I think a water tower near those apartments. And that's where it was found, near a guardrail there. And she said that they brought dogs out, but she is almost positive she heard they were drug dogs, not cadaver dogs. So, not to be, sad, but she's not sure if they got the right type of scent since it was a drug dog and not a cadaver dog. And she just wasn't sure if maybe they were trained in both, but she heard them referred to as drug dogs.
Did you know there are money dogs?
No.
That's crazy, yeah.
Really?
The only reason I know this,
I'm going to ask Nathan about this.
Yeah, there's a movie called The Rip that came out on Netflix, and they have a money dog on it. And I'm like, what?
Money dog? What?
So, like,
I guess for like if you're hiding it, drug houses hiding in walls and stuff.
Yeah, if there's a large amount of money, like this house had like millions of dollars, and the dog was peeing all over the house and going crazy.
This one?
No.
Oh, I was like,
no,
what?
not. I mean, maybe
JD,
this
what
one.
House did you buy?
Yeah, people don't know where I live, thankfully. But like, if you did, it's got a little sketchy of a past.
What?
But so far, no. But the movie, and it's just a movie.
Bring the money dogs into this house now.
Yeah, I mean, not to take the movies of Matt Damon and Ben Affleck as gospel, but I'm assuming that it's true. I didn't look it up, but apparently there's money dogs.
Like, hey, Nathan, does Charlie search for money?
Yeah. I mean, be handy because if you don't have drugs on site.
Yeah.
And they do typically keep money and drugs separate.
Yeah. That is true. They do.
So,
yeah.
All right. So, so we want to make clear, like, this could potentially be some type of mental health break.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So that's another thing. Ellen tried to file a mental hygiene on him a week before he went missing. But the Charleston judge, I'm not sure which one it was, ruled that there wasn't enough of a danger to him or others. So that's really always kind of bothered Ellen because it's like, maybe if I would have gotten that mental hygiene, he would have been okay. I mean, clearly he wasn't okay when he left.
Sure.
And so that's one thing she told me too, is that she tried really hard to file mental hygiene, but it just was never accepted.
So they found the clothes. Were they in normal shape? There wasn't any kind of blood or any kind of materials on them? Okay.
Yeah, I think what she said was it was pretty much like they were just taken off. Yeah.
Which could make sense if he was just getting hot or something. And then.
Oh, yeah. Especially like coming down. I mean, I've never done.
What month was this?
January 12th.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, it was cold. She said it wasn't snowing, but it was cold. But I mean, I don't know what coming down from that stuff is like, I would assume, you kind of.
You know what's crazy is I think that Eric Stewart was January 12th.
Yes. Yeah.
That's nuts.
Eric Stewart's a really sad case. Deb's the one that's taken obviously most, interest in that case with our nonprofit.
Deb and his sister's name, Valerie.
Yeah, Valerie. Yeah, her name's Valerie.
There's a lot of ties here today.
Yes.
Depressing ones. But yeah, she's such a sweet lady.
Eric's a really sad case. I remember when that one happened.
Yeah. It's
and then they talked about Linda too, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Wisenant.
Yeah.
Too many.
Yeah, there are.
All right. So there have been no they haven't suspected foul play of any sort or any kind of suspects or anything like that.
I didn't hear of really any suspects. They did, talk to the girlfriend because always girlfriend, significant other is always going to be the first one looked into, whether, no matter what, it just is. She was completely cooperative, like I said. And she was even cooperative with Ellen trying to help find him and stuff. She had a new boyfriend that they looked into because, I mean, they didn't necessarily get along, but I mean, most people don't get along with an ex-girlfriend's new boyfriend for a minute. He was completely cooperative. They looked into him, nothing. I mean, I really think it's a sad situation that he probably just left. And we just don't know where he wandered to.
Are there any bodies of water?
So there was a lot of people in the comments on our post about him that people said to look at bodies of water, but I don't think they ever did because he was found near his clothes were found near the city park apartment. So I'm not really sure if they ever looked into like the river or anything, because Kanawha River is right there with Charleston.
Oh, yeah.
So
big body of water.
Sure. Yeah. So I'm not really sure. I'm not sure if they ever did.
Well,
Ellen didn't mention
this
it.
is sad to say, but they hear the situation and then they continue their day.
Yeah.
I mean, now I'm sure that they've looked, but unfortunately, I don't think they're going to drag the lake.
No.
For someone like this. And that is very, very sad.
Yeah, it's an unfortunate thing.
Yeah.
And, you know, unfortunately, there are a lot of people with these same circumstances that go missing in Charleston, especially now with like the homeless population. And I mean, it is just getting bigger down that way.
We're not fixing it.
No, no, we are not. It's
and not
getting
that
worse.
I'm not arrogant enough to think I know the fix, but
no.
Everyone can agree.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, I personally believe that that Charleston Police Department could do a tiny bit more, but at the same time, it kind of like, what are they supposed to do? And I mean, I think in the summer there was almost like 17 missing people
every year.
Just this summer.
Oh, this past summer?
Yeah, and it was a lot of them for this situation. You know, just either they were homeless, they were, you know, drug users, things like that. And I mean, what do you do with that? That's a lot. I will say the people I talked to in this case, they all said they tried to get a hold of the detective, which is Joshua Mina. And sometimes they'd hear back, sometimes they wouldn't. I don't know if it was, you know, he's busy, or maybe he just didn't necessarily think the tips, you know, were warranted to look into. I mean, I don't know what they said to him, you know, but there were people that told me they reached out to him, and sometimes they'd hear back, sometimes they wouldn't.
Who knows?
He was very well liked, though. I mean,
he's picking green beans. Like, the guy had a conscience.
And he was a good person. I mean, and that's usually a lot of the time with addicts, right? They're good people. It's just they fell into this habit.
Oh, some of the most charismatic people you'll ever meet. But because pain causes this, and when you have pain, you have an imagination. I don't know if that makes sense, but like there's a lot of creativity that's born from pain.
Yeah.
So, you know, tortured artists are usually addicts, typically, you know, not all the time.
Absolutely.
But it's,
I mean, look at the 27 Club, you know, like there's so many. Janis Joplin, Bob Marley. Well, you can even go into like Jimi Hendrix. Mm-hmm. You can go to actresses or actors, you know,
Amy
Winehouse, Amy Winehouse, Brittany Murphy. I mean, it really is just something that goes along with it, unfortunately.
It's a delicate balance. I just understand it because, you know, thankfully I've been able to notice when certain feelings are apparent, and I know like, okay, that's just depression. You'll be fine.
Yeah.
Get you some sunshine, go play golf, do this, you know, but that don't always, everyone's neurons don't fire the same way.
No.
And they take care of it in different ways.
And it's kind of how you grow up too. I mean, he grew up on the West Side. He's from the West Side. And so when you grow up in an area that's so prominent with drugs, sometimes it doesn't seem that big of a deal to try that stuff.
Sure.
I don't necessarily feel like he saw it within his well, I guess his brother passed away, but you know what I mean? Like, I don't feel like he saw his parents using and then he just followed suit. But I mean, when there's that much drugs in an area, you do like whatever you're experiencing around you is your new normal.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Everyone's life experience is different. I know. I'm thankful for me, you know, marijuana aside, when I witness people do other things. I mean, you know.
I don't count marijuana.
Yeah. Come on. But when I would see people do other things, there was a dark fog in the air. Like I never looked at it as like, oh, that would be fun to do. I always looked at it as like, I'm watching someone try to kill themselves.
Yeah.
you know? And I don't know where that came from. And I'm not going to judge them for doing it because everyone's life experience is different.
No.
Obviously, I don't believe you should do drugs, but at the same time, I don't know what you're going through. I don't know how you were led there, but I know I'm thankful for me. Every time I saw someone crushing a pill, I just felt like I was watching a dead soul.
Yeah.
Like, not that them personally, I'm watching them just hurt themselves.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And that was kind of my thing too. It's like, if I ever saw anybody doing that, they never seemed happy. You know, like it was someone who wasn't happy with themselves doing it, you know, and that's hard because I do feel like a lot of people can fall into it because they just started in the party scene. Like it's, you know, socially something they do, but then all of a sudden it's a habit.
Oh, yeah.
You know, but there's a lot of people I saw that they did it to be happy. And I could recognize that, but people don't always have that, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. You got them and then you got pain management where it was like,
oh yeah,
you know, it was just like, I'm hurting so bad right now. How am I supposed to live? And you take this thing just to feel normal.
Yeah.
And you keep taking the thing. Then you got to up the dosage. Then you got to do this. Then you got to do that. Then all of a sudden it's cut off.
Yeah.
Because we realize these should have never been a thing.
Never.
Like Oxycontin, I think came out with like 160 milligram that they outlawed at one point.
Yeah.
I mean, it's outlawed now, but it's like they just kept going because the government was like, you know, do whatever you want. It's fine.
Well, and they told us it wasn't addictive.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
At first, like it was just not be addictive.
No.
And I don't know if I've ever told you, but I had back surgery at the age of 12 and they tried to give me Oxycontin.
At 12?
Yeah, I had scoliosis.
You did?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So,
are you okay now?
Yeah, I have a rod in my back now. I'm good. I'll send you pictures later. It was gnarly. It was like an S curve.
Goodness.
So it was going into both of my lungs. So they had to do it pretty fast. But first, they had me on morphine. And at 12, thankfully, I was aware enough to be like, I don't like this feeling. Take me off of it. So then they moved me down to Oxycontin, I think. It's kind of blurry because, so long ago now.
Sure.
And I didn't like that. So they moved me down to Percocet and I still didn't like that. And I actually recovered on Tylenol extra strength.
Oh, wow.
And so I've always been thankful that I just didn't like that feeling.
Sure.
It made me feel weird. I don't like not being in control because I'm a little bit of a control freak.
Yeah. And I want to clarify, prescription fentanyl, pain management things are a blessing for people who were in deep pain, in recovery of trying to overcome some kind of pain, trying to manage some pain. Prescription fentanyl, to perform surgeries and all of these different things is a blessing. Where it falls short with me is Big Pharma knowing that it's for profit and actively marketing that it wasn't what it was. Yeah. I give you a drink and I put something in it and I don't tell you about it and you die. I get charged for murder. Yeah. Nothing happens to these people.
Nothing.
I mean, nothing. It's ridiculous. And now that, that's why you have so many disclaimers that are longer than the commercial. I know, because they know, but even still, we're like the only country that allows marketing of drugs.
I think it's crazy seeing a prescription drug commercial. I've always thought that. Yeah. But everyone's
all happy and it's all set. And then, you got this
twirling in a field.
And you got this disclaimer. It's may cause diarrhea, colon bleeding. You may get diabetes. You may all these different things. You might have
a stroke or death. But, Well, and my big problem with it too, and I feel the same way with things such as Adderall and stuff. It's I do believe there is a purpose for these medications and I do believe they can help people, but I don't feel like we are diligent enough to figure out the right dosage that's just to help with that problem and not get someone to speed off Adderall or get someone high off Oxycontin. Just give them enough of a dose to take away the pain or, curb, the ADHD. And that will be for their benefit and they won't get as addicted to it as easy.
Sure,
you know what I mean? Like, I just don't feel like we really do the care of trying to figure out the right dosage.
Yeah,
for
and that
people.
includes like holistically first.
Yes.
I believe that. Like, try to keep a diary, try to do different things, all these different things. And then there's no silver bullet there's no same silver bullet for everyone. It's different for everyone. And that's why, like, there's medication is for some people. Holistic versions are for some people. You know, it's there's not one cure for each person.
Yeah.
Religion for a lot of people. Different things. I'm for whatever benefits you and your life and the people around you and society as a whole. I'm for. And if that means you got to take Xanax to go to your kid's soccer game, I'm not going to judge you. I get it.
Yeah. I don't want you like drooling on yourself because you took too much stuff.
I mean, don't drive.
Like,
you know, follow the rules.
Yeah.
But at the same time, if you got to do that to not, you know, knock Susie Q's head off because you can't freaking stand her, but your kids are on the same team, do it. But do it by the rules and don't abuse it. Yeah, that's my thing. And I feel like a lot of people don't realize they're abusing it. You know, I don't, you know, if you just have a too high a dose, like they've prescribed you too high a dose, unless you're really self-aware, I don't feel like people realize it's too high of a dose. And then they're getting addicted to it because it's way more than what they really need. Yeah. But I mean, they're just trusting their doctors. They're just trusting these companies because, I mean, what else that's what we're trained to do. Yeah. And then there's drugs where we figure out we shouldn't have done that. What is it? Quaaludes? Yeah. They had Quaaludes back in the day where housewives would get on it and then they all of a sudden just started taking more and more and more. And then they're like, whoa. Well, Hugh Hefner gave all the girls those. Oh, really? Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I've read like Holly Madison and like all of their like autobiographies. And that's what he would give them is Quaaludes. Yeah. Yeah. They weren't happy in the house. Yeah. You know, like. Humans are funny. We are. We're lovely souls. Yes. Anthony Kiedis loved them too from Red Hot Chili Peppers. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, they don't make. I don't think you can find them anymore. Oh, I don't think they make them. I don't think they make them. No, I think that was a big oops. Yeah, it's like we'll kind of move that on out of here. Yeah, yeah. All right. So, if someone knows anything about where Johnathan possibly is, yes, or remember seeing him, who can they contact? They can contact the Charleston Police Department Metro Communications at 304-348-8111. You can contact Detective Joshua Mina directly. I'm almost positive that is still who's over the case. Ellen hasn't heard differently. So his number is 304-348-8000 and his extension is 224. You can contact his uncle, Ellen's brother, Dwayne McClanahan at 304-573-3344. And you can always email me too if you want to be anonymous. Unsolved NWV at gmail.com. Yep. Thank you, Alex. Johnathan, I hope you're okay. I hope you just decided to go to Michigan for a little bit and you come back. You know, I hope that we hear some good news, and I hope at least we can find where you are, wherever that may be. Something that did break my heart before I move on. Ellen told me she still calls the morgue every month to ask about John Doe's to see if they're Johnathan. Oh. And I almost cried when she told me that. I was like, ugh. I mean, can you imagine? Just put yourself like, if you're listening and Starbucks got your order wrong this morning and it's just the worst thing ever. Yeah. It's not. It's really not. Yeah, like it is a blessing if you know where everyone in your family is and if you know if they are okay. Such a blessing. Yeah. Because there's a lot of people who do not. Yeah. Yeah. True. So hoping for good news there. And you talking about John Doe's, that leads us to our third case. Yes, the Beckley John Doe. You sound way too excited. Alex. I know. No, I'm kidding. I actually love. You're a joyful soul. Okay. Even if we're talking about bubbly. Yeah. talking about dead people. This is
yeah.
You know, we got to keep it lighthearted a little bit.
We do.
Because it is depressing.
It is. And I personally do like this one. There's not many pictures of this one at all. So I have the grave and 2 newspaper articles. And I do like this one because me and Mark from Mountain State Mysteries, this is why we started talking. And now he's a very good friend. So, you know, this one's near and dear to my heart because we kind of helped look into it together.
Yeah. Shout out to the Mountain State Mysteries folks, Mark and Courtney. Y'all give them a follow.
I know. I love them. They're great.
Yeah.
But yeah. So the Beckley John Doe. So this is around, I don't know the roads in this area, so I don't know if it's around you guys or not. I guess I think Mark said it was around him a little bit.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So they thought he was born between 1950 and 1954. They think his age was between 17 to 22. He was a white male around 6 foot and 160 pounds. Dark reddish brown wavy hair, and he had a small mustache. At the time they found him, he was wearing a blue and gray checkered shirt, black Levi's, and what they described as black jungle boots, which I'm assuming are kind of like my boots, right? Just working boots, I guess. Yeah. And so on July 23rd, 1972, this was around the Vietnam War era, as you can tell by the date. This John Doe was hitchhiking. A driver gave him a ride from Sutton, West Virginia to around, the Beckley area. He had told the driver that he was on his way from Bluefield and because he was born there and he needed to get his birth certificate to join the army. So they're thinking he was trying to get into the Vietnam War. So they said that he said that he was raised in Chicago. So they think he was actually hitchhiking from Chicago down to Bluefield. They didn't explain whether it was Bluefield, Virginia or Bluefield, West Virginia, though. So the driver really didn't know that. They also said that he had mentioned both of his parents were dead, but he actually never said his name, which I think is a little crazy. You ride with someone for 80 miles and you never even get this person's name, but I would never pick up his hitchhiker, so I don't know.
Sure.
That camaraderie, I guess.
Yeah.
They said they dropped him off at Rural Acres Drive along US 19 and 21 bypass.
You don't pick up hitchhikers?
No. I can't. I think of that. I think that is absolutely nuts. That was ever normalized.
Sure. Well, I have. So I have.
What? Why? What?
I'll tell you the 2 times. Okay, the 2 times.
You've done it twice?
Not by choice, and I'll tell you what happened. So I'm in Welch, and then I go to turn up this place up toward Mount View High School.
This is getting worse and worse.
Yeah, yeah, it's bad. And there's this old guy. I mean, he's probably like 90. And I turn the curve and I don't see him. And then he's literally like almost in the road and he's sitting there and he's got a thumb and he's so old and decrepit. And I'm like, and he's getting ready to walk up this big hill that's like 2 miles long. So I got guilted into stopping. So I stop and he gets in the car and then, I'm like, hey, buddy, where you going? And then we go up top and I drop him off. They used to have this little FEMA camp, we'll call it. So there was a flood in McDowell, and then they put all these FEMA houses on top of Mount View, and they had this little community for a long time. It's several years, and that's where this guy lived. And it turns out he was just a nice old dude, very poor, and couldn't hardly walk up the mountain. Thank God.
Did you ask his name?
No.
Are you serious?
No. I mean, yeah, I'm serious. I just was like, oh my God, you're on high alert.
Yeah, that's why I'd ask his name.
Yeah, you're on high alert.
Texting someone immediately.
Sure.
This is who I picked up. This is where we are. Send you my location.
Yeah. Yeah, I was definitely ready because I didn't get into true crime yet, but I don't even still like, you're on high alert. You're like, I don't know this dude. This is pretty weird. But at the same time, like it used to just be normal. Like people would just do it and just be nice to each other. And, people.
What year was this?
This was probably 04. Maybe.
I don't feel like it was still normalized.
I don't think it was. No, it was definitely not. It was weird. And I got guilted into it. And because I just was like, oh, poor old guy. Let me take him up here. So anyway, that ended okay. The next one, I was in a place called Blue Well.
That's where Brenda's from.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I was in Blue Well, and I pulled up to this stoplight it's next to a Rite Aid. And there used to be this thing, people, which they may still do it now. I think people have calmed down doing this, but there's this guy that literally would get in your car. I'm not even joking. Like he would open the door and get in your car. And that happened to me. So I pulled down into Blue Well, and then he'll do this move. He'll turn around and then he'll be like, hey, and then he'll act like he knows you. So he did that. He said, hey, and then he opened my truck door, got in the truck and shut the door. And I was like, whoa. No. And then he has a trigger when he can tell that aggression's coming, he'll get right back out of it. But he would it was kind of the same thing. He would try to guilt people into like, hey, I know you. Yeah, man. Yeah. He'd get in the car, and then it probably has worked several times. But no, that time I was
this
started.
This is why you carry.
Sure. That's the thing. That's the thing. Like, and because you never know. Like overall, I still believe people are genuine and great souls, but it just takes one, Alex.
It does. Yep, you're right.
It
That's
takes
why I'm
one.
Panicking hearing these stories over here.
Oh yeah. Well, this guy, and then he didn't want that smoke, thankfully. And I was a lot smaller then, so I appreciate it because I don't know how I would have defended myself, but I would have tried.
Did you have a weapon with you?
Oh no, I didn't.
Okay.
No. Now you don't want to do that.
Yeah.
But but then I was just a kid out of high school, and I think this was probably, I don't know. No, I was probably late 20s. It's probably been about 15 years. So anyway, it ended well, but those are my two experiences.
So did you drive the second one anywhere?
No.
Oh no, he just got in and went.
So you pull up to the stoplight, and then you see this guy, and he starts waving like, hey, man, acting like he knows you. So you want to be nice, and you're like, hey. Yeah. I mean, like, I don't really do that anymore, but I wave at people. I mean, I'm that guy that just waves at everybody. So I wave at him, and then he just takes that as, I'm going to walk up, and I'm going to get in his truck.
Oh, my God.
And I'm like.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, that's when I had to, it takes a lot for that to hit that trigger with me because I'm a very accommodating, and I'll just say nice person. Yeah. Like it takes a lot to really get me to cross that line. Yeah. And I'll do so when I feel like, oh, I'm 1,000% being taken advantage of. Yeah. If someone's in front of me, someone starts, saying some smart things, and then it's all of a sudden, and then it's just like, once I get to the line, it's like, I'm there. I'm there. Yeah. We're in the mud. We're going to get dirty, piggy, because this is what's going down. Yeah. But it takes a lot for me to get there. So that day, he thankfully got out of the truck, and there was no problems. But anyway, that's my two experiences.
Oh, my God. That's so terrible.
And I didn't even want them.
Yeah.
So anyway.
Yeah.
If y'all have an experience, let me know in the comments. I'd love to know. But,
I'd like to read the hitchhiking experiences because I just cannot even imagine I'd ever do that.
Oh, yeah. A lot of these stories end and start this way.
Yeah.
So
I do think it's somewhat because I'm a woman too. Like, I feel like men did a lot more of the picking up hitchhikers where women didn't. Sure. Like, because there is that, like.
Plus, there's a lot of creepers out there, and they're usually men.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's very dangerous to hitchhike. Let me say that.
Yeah. The whole thing just completely freaks me out. Yeah. I just cannot do it.
Some people love it. Like Andrew Callahan's this guy that runs this YouTube channel called Channel 5 News, and it is so good.
I talked to him about the snake churches.
Oh, did you? Okay, yeah. They came out and done that story. I'm like, no, he was here.
They called me because they thought Jack Denny might have been involved with those people, but I didn't think he was.
I would love to talk to them. Do you have their number?
No, no. I talked to it was his assistant.
Okay,
Liam, I think is his name. Andrew.
Okay.
Yeah, but no. But
yeah, if y'all, there probably no one knows that's listening. But if you do, Andrew, if you come back, I'd love to talk to you. That's crazy. But yeah, he his first. So he had this YouTube channel called All Gas No Brakes, and he just
that was him, wasn't it?
That was him. He would just hitchhike, or he had an RV and he'd hitchhike everywhere. Yeah. So that was his thing.
Crazy.
I'm way too much of a what's it called? I'm not a social butterfly.
Yeah.
I'm way too introverted to do that. There's no possible way.
I'm like, what do they call, like now, the extrovert, introvert? Like once I know you, I'm good. But I'm very like reserved until I talk to you.
That's how I am. Yeah. Yeah. Like I love the podcast, but like the mall at Christmas, I would rather stab my eyeball with a rusty knife.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I would much rather do one-on-one stuff.
Yeah.
Way easier than a crowd. Yeah.
And it's not them, it's me.
Yeah. It's 100% me.
Yeah, let me clarify. It's not you all, it's me.
Yeah.
But anyway. All right. So hitchhiking.
Yes. So he
Rural Acres Drive.
Yeah, dropped off at Rural Acres Drive. They think he walked about a fourth of a mile. And around 8 p.m., he was hit by a drunk driver near Fair Deal Market. The driver was speeding and left the southbound lane swerving. And that's how he hit him, like pretty much head on. I don't think they think he slowed down at all. Like he hit this John Doe at full force.
So they do know this.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay.
And it knocked the John Doe sideways and then into an embankment.
Oh.
Yeah. So the driver drove about 300 feet before his car stopped against another parked car. And he only had like minor facial lacerations.
Did he try to run?
Well, we'll get to it later.
Okay,
he was convicted. He was.
Oh, okay.
we know who the driver was. But the injuries on the John Doe were horrific. They were really bad, and which I think is why we don't have any pictures of him. Yeah.
So they couldn't tell who he was.
Yeah. So I found that he was unrecognizable by the time that once he was hit. That there was lacerations on his left foot that looked like a glass cut. There is differing opinions on whether that's an old injury though, or if that did come from the car wreck on his ankle. Mm-hmm. But he was for sure unrecognizable. They took him to the Beckley Appalachian Regional Hospital, but he was dead on arrival. He had died just within, I think, a few hours of being hit. But they also think he died on impact because it was really bad. So it was either he died on impact or just a few hours afterwards. So it was covered all over the place. So it was covered on the newspapers, radio, TV. Yeah, like I said, this was in 1972. So yeah, like they did as much coverage as they could. But we just don't think this guy was from this area. So nobody really recognized who this would be.
No clue where he's from at all.
Well, he told that hitchhiker, he told the person that picked him up that he was from Chicago, that he was born in Bluefield, but he didn't specify whether it was Virginia or West Virginia. He said that his parents had both had died, but that's all the information this person that picked him up
Those
got.
Two things should be enough in the year.
Yeah.
Approximate age, that they have him between 19 to 21. Golly, that's sad.
Yeah, the grave says 19 to 21, but everywhere else, I'm almost positive even on NamUs it says 17 to 21. I guess there's really not that big of a difference.
Where's the grave?
It is, hold on, let me scroll down here. It's in this lady.
I might have to visit it and get a better picture.
It's in Tom Lilly Cemetery in Flat Top. We should have planned to go.
I know.
We should have planned to go.
It's like right here. I mean,
is it close?
No, it ain't.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, what?
No.
Just take a road trip. No.
Yeah. There's a few hours.
Oh, okay. So Flat Top's a few hours away. Okay. But yeah, so there was just no identification on the body. Like the police checked in Chicago and Bluefield for his identity, but didn't really get anywhere with that. But they did send fingerprints to both of those areas to see if they tested to anybody. But I mean, it was 1972. I don't know how accurate that could be. And then they sent pictures to the John Doe of those areas too. They just publicly never released the pictures because I'm sure it didn't look pretty.
Oh, yeah. That's awful.
DNA was collected, like I said, fingerprints and just, regular DNA, probably blood or something.
They still have
like
it?
that. From what I understand.
In Raleigh County?
I think it's in the NamUs database. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We can solve this.
And they sent it to Chicago. From what I understand, they've sent the DNA to Bluefield. I guess both Bluefields. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah. So, I mean, they tried literally everything they could to do to get this guy. And then they even looked into the boots because I thought the boots was interesting because the name John Durfee was stenciled on them. So they were like, hey, let's look into this. But they did locate who John Durfee was, and he was not the John Doe. He was very much alive, and he had given those boots to like a thrift shop. So this guy probably bought them from a thrift shop.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And it was in Chicago. So again, they think this guy was 100% from Chicago.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, you would think, now granted, maybe his parents were crap, but you would think there would be a mother or a father out there searching.
Well, he said they were dead.
Oh, he said they were dead.
Yeah.
Got it.
He said they both had died. But siblings, like cousins, aunts, uncles, there's nobody. Yeah. But they did, like I said, they did arrest the guy that was the drunk driver. His name was William Webster Rutledge from Shady Springs. He was charged with negligent homicide, driving under the influence, and driving on a revoked license, and making fraudulent statements on applications for his license. Yeah. So he posted bond. It was $500 for each charge at the town magistrate and waived his right to a jury. He pled guilty of the charges, and he was convicted for the negligent homicide. He got 12 months suspended sentence, 2 years probation, and was fined $500 for killing this person we never found.
Yeah, I've never done this story.
You haven't?
Mm-mm.
Oh, this one.
You're like, I just love it so much.
I know. I feel so bad. I feel so bad when I'm like that. But I like this one because it's clear they tried as hard as they could. Like, sure. I don't feel like they could have done anything else. And I don't feel like that's always the case. So like this one, I'm like just so proud. Like, I'm just like, we tried as hard as we could.
Yeah. It's, some people don't have anyone.
They really don't. And this is clearly the case.
Was, just so happened to be the one person this dude hit and killed may not have had anyone.
Yeah.
Which is,
I will say there's it's as lighthearted as this case can get, I guess. The man's remains was given to the Rose and Quisenberry funeral home, and the funeral director really did take good care. Like, he did an extra metal casing around the body in case we would ever need to, exhume it. He tried to really take as good a care as this person as he could, because he obviously knew there wasn't anybody looking for him. And he paid all the funeral expenses himself. He did say, I think he said Raleigh County helped him, gave him about a $250 grant. And he said it was a third of what he paid, but he was happy to do it. He just really wanted this, he wanted this person, even in death, feel like he was cared about.
What's the name of the person that did that?
Amos Quisenberry, so the funeral director of Rose and Quisenberry Funeral Home.
Shout out, Amos. I don't know if you're still kicking. Hope you are. I know that funeral home's still in business.
Yeah. So they did I feel like they did right. And like I said,
that's
buried,
amazing.
Yeah. He's buried at the Tom Lilly Cemetery in Flat Top on August 2nd around that same year. And as you could see, they put on the grave, unknown male, known only to God, died July 23rd, 1972, ages between 19 to 21. Yeah.
Well, rest in peace, kind soul. I wish someone would ask you your name.
I know.
Or if you would have had ID.
But I guess that's normal. I mean, you didn't ask.
We didn't go 80 miles.
No, you didn't go 80 miles. That's the crazy part. 80 miles.
Yeah.
And you never got it.
I went like an eighth of a mile.
Yeah.
It wasn't that far.
Yeah.
And maybe he did tell me his name. I was just too scared to pay attention.
Well, maybe that person was like that too. But thankfully that person did go to the police and at least say, like, I think I picked this person up. Because we would know none of that.
Sure.
If the driver didn't do that.
Yep. Man, just think of all the individual things that had to happen for him to die right there. It's like he had to catch that one car. He had to, they didn't stop to get gas anywhere.
Yeah.
They
like
didn't.
The butterfly effect.
Yeah. It's just.
Yeah.
I know life isn't necessarily like that, but I think about that all the time. Like, what if he would have just stopped and peed on a tree or something?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like anything.
What's that? It's called like the burnt toast theory. It's like if something goes wrong that you think's like going to ruin your day, it probably stopped you from something horrific happening.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like, you burnt your toast in the morning, but that extra time of making another one, you missed like a massive car wreck.
Sure.
Or something like that.
Yeah. I mean, it's true. Got to be grateful.
Yeah.
Well, Alex, this has been another great episode. I appreciate you doing this.
Thanks.
Let people know, where can they find you? You've done all these stories, correct? In long form on your YouTube channel?
Yeah. Yeah. Actually, Valerie's was released yesterday. So that one's brand new. You can go look at that. Johnathan was released last week, but Beckley John Doe was, I think in the summer. I can't remember. But yeah, so you can go to my YouTube channel. It's APAW. And then I have a Facebook page, APAW Unsolved in West Virginia. You can find me on Instagram, even though I'm horrible at it.
Here's the YouTube channel.
There I am. Yeah.
How many videos have you done? 128 videos. Let's go.
Yes. Yeah, I've been doing it for a while. And
when did you start it?
It was like my pandemic project, but I haven't done it like, I'm not as consistent as you. It's just whenever
I have no life.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. 2 kids and, massage therapist full time. That kind of, it slows me down a lot. But I got
me a sugar mama.
Yeah.
That's my key. So.
Well, and my thing is like, I want to take time with the families. Like I do. I sit and talk to, I was telling you about just talking to Joanne the other day. Like sure. I sit and I talk to them and I go through everything and I try really, really hard to get everything right. Sometimes, sometimes not always, but.
Yeah. Well, you do a great job. And I know you've been an awesome addition to our team.
Oh,
and I appreciate you being here. I hope we can grow it into something, but regardless, we're having a fun, rewarding time, I think.
Yeah.
So it's, of course, you wish we didn't have to do these stories, but at the same time, it's rewarding to see that sometimes things can be found out by outreach.
Yeah.
And that's what's important. So.
And like I said in the first episode, sometimes it's just so nice for these families to know that people are supporting them too. Like Valerie's family is just so excited that you're looking into it, you're having them on, that I did a video, because something I didn't say is hardly anybody was talking about Valerie's case for a long, I think until 16 when he went on to the news channel and talk about the Golden State Killer. They never even mentioned she was sexually assaulted. They kept everything so minimal, coverage wise in Valerie's case. So they're just so excited people care and people want to cover it. And, Ellen's the same way about Johnathan. So many people write him off because, he was an addict and he was using when he disappeared, that like, even if they don't find anything out, these families are so happy that we give them a platform and give them coverage. Jack Denny, Chloe's the same way.
That's what I said earlier. I'm like, because we've caught some hate on some stories.
Oh yeah,
which will happen.
Alive about the Louk stout one.
Oh yeah.
I was like, man.
Did they?
Yeah, some of those comments, I was like, dang, I made one mistake. On the video, there was a few.
Oh, was there? Oh yeah.
I was like,
what it is.
I misspoke about like 2 things, and I was like, dang.
Now, listen, let them step up and start their YouTube channel and try to get it right all at once. There's a lot of information. I mean, of course we get things wrong sometimes, but it's not on purpose. But at the same time, if we figure it out, we retract and we, make sure we get things correct. And I really try to be diplomatic when it comes to investigations, but also giving the family a platform to speak their frustration because sometimes they should be frustrated.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Well, like Jeff's case. How could they not be frustrated?
Sure, yeah. I mean,
and we'll hear about that more later.
The family can be, Jeffrey Crawford's family's coming on, which I'm looking forward to meeting them. But
love Sheila.
Here's the thing, and a lot of police understand this. Like, I know that sometimes people miss things and they try hard, but also there's bad police work sometimes. Yeah. There's great police work sometimes. Yeah. You can't talk about it like it's either black or white, or like it's always the police's fault or always the family's fault. It's not. Everything is there's such nuance to this and such emotion flying around, and of course there is. So but yeah, that's why I said, you know what, I've told families, I've not answered emails of families wanting me to help over doing this story about this person that I feel people need to know about. And then their family comes out of the woodwork and makes me the enemy.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I ain't going to do that.
Yes.
Why am I doing that? I'm going to help the families. Yeah. So that's how we kind of altered to do things. But so you've caught a little, occasionally people are.
It's very minimal, honestly, because I do work with the family so closely.
I think that's the
most
key.
Of the time they don't. Well, that one person we were talking about the other day, of course, is hounding me all the time. But like, other than that, I really don't catch too much, because the families, like, they usually have my back.
Well, and also, too,
because they care about intention. Even if you mess something up, it's the intention behind it.
Sure.
And like Miranda got a hold of me because I had gotten some things wrong in the Sonner children case. Well, I just redid a video and I said, okay, this is what I got wrong.
Oh, and Miranda's very passionate. She just wants people to put the right stuff out there.
And she was so cool about it because I was so willing to be like, okay, this is what I got wrong. Let's talk about it again. And it was just, you move on from it.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. And with this too, it's like UFOs. There's going to be a small percentage of psychos out there that they're unstable. Yes. So you got, and you got to have a Teflon coat sometimes, and you got to, and
it has to just roll off. Yeah.
I started to, I was like, you know what? I'm not a blocker.
Yeah.
But I am now.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you why, is because I just sat there and I was thinking, I'm like, I just spent 37 minutes going back forth with this person that is obviously on a troll account.
Yeah.
Because they have no friends. They have an AI picture,
And it's
usually a dog.
Yeah.
Or some kind of, pet. Yeah. And I'm like, I ain't doing that.
You're not stressing me out on my phone.
No.
I pay the bill. Like, you're not acting like that to me on my phone.
No. And plus, it takes away so much bandwidth and time from what matters. And I'm like, you know what? If someone has a debate, that's different. Like if they have a conversation they want to have.
Yes. Yeah.
But if someone's just a jackass, I've started like, bye. Yeah. I ain't doing it.
And I'm very big on like, okay, if I got something wrong, please tell me so I can correct it. But here's my sources where I got my information. So like, I'm not making it up. Like, this is where I got it from. And if people are, because that's kind of how me and Miranda handled it, I was like, please tell me what I got wrong. This is where I found all my information. And we just were able to talk about it and it was fine. But I crack up at the people that are like, well, I'm not looking at that stuff. And I'm like, well, then I don't know what to tell you, because this is clearly I'm not the only one that got it wrong then. So why are you only on me?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know? Like,
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And you know,
and I'm a thorough person.
I'll take criticism. I'll do this. But if someone gets on there and just they start shouting names and they start doing all this stuff. So, you know, if you never want to find Creepalachia's Facebook page again, that's what's going down. So if you want to come at me with a debate and a conversation, I'm all for it.
Yeah.
And I may not see it. We get like 40,000 comments in a month.
There's
now,
a lot.
which is crazy. Yeah. I mean, you just don't have time to look at them all.
Yeah.
But sometimes some will catch my radar and I'm like, that person doesn't need to be here. First off, they're probably mentally ill. Second, they need to do some soul searching and get off my page. They need to like figure life out.
Yeah.
You know? And that being said, like overwhelmingly 999 to 1 is just such great people.
Oh,
not
absolutely.
that I don't want an echo chamber.
No.
But I want a healthy environment for positive things to happen. Because I mean, we've had, not that it was because of us. It wasn't just because of us. But we've had assistance in 5 people being located now.
Yeah.
Whatever those backstories are, I don't give a crap.
Yeah.
Now, there's some that are absolutely devastating where they weren't found alive and, you know, there's different things. So, but that's what matters to me.
Oh, absolutely.
Not, you know, Johnny Ray from his trailer in North Carolina. Nothing wrong with trailers.
Yeah.
But, you know, that's what matters to me.
Yeah.
Anyway. All right. Hey, Paul on YouTube, and you're on the Facebook.
Yes, Facebook and Instagram.
Yep. And that's different. That's Alexandra.
Yeah, that's my
Brooke.
Yeah, Alexandra Brooke.
Got it.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, thank you for being here. We're going to do this again soon, like in 2 weeks.
Well, yeah, we'll see each other
Next week.
for Destiny's Sensing.
Yep.
Yeah.
So we're going to do that next week, and then we got the episode.
And then we have Sheila and Kim are coming on for Jeff on the 2nd of March, and then Valerie's family is coming on the 8th.
Have we rescheduled Jeff's?
Yeah, it's the 2nd.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The 2nd.
The 2nd of March. Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
Yep.
We're not doing one in February?
No.
I thought you was coming on with someone in February. Maybe not.
I am not.
All right.
February is slam. Massage therapy is huge in
Got it.
February.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
Valentine's Day.
Makes sense.
Can't promise anything in that month, and basketball season. So I'm going to be stressed.
Makes sense. Well,
I'm going to be stressed.
thanks again.
We
Y'all
could probably
check-
do a live. We could do lives. in February.
Okay. Yeah, I want to do more lives.
Yeah.
I want to figure out maybe we can talk about some of these cases and we'll do that. But yeah, y'all check out Alex. Thanks for being here.
Thanks.
Everyone, be sure to like this video, subscribe to Creepalachia on YouTube if you haven't. If you're listening on Apple or Spotify, take a minute and leave a review. That'll really help the show be found. And big deal here, we are on Patreon now. I'm doing weekly fictional stories strictly on Patreon. So if you want to help the show grow and you want to get your name in the credits, go on there, sign up for the Cryptid tier. It's just $5 a month. You know, hopefully that won't be that much to you, but I assure you that over time is going to allow us to be more sustainable and to grow and to do really important things and not worry about getting ads, because I'm trying to keep that off the podcast. But sincerely, if you want to help the show, that's where you can. But anyways, I just appreciate you being here and listening to us. And always remember, we are on Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram. Don't always remember that, but always remember, long live Appalachia.